Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite bait for the springtime. Hands down, I've caught more big fish on this bait over the last 4 or 5 years than anything, especially this time of the year. The biggest fish I ever caught weighed over 8.5 pounds, and it was on the same setup, same deal. I think it was maybe late March, but that's just going to be a wacky worm. I use a 7'1" medium action spinning rod, just a regular 2500 size reel, 15-pound braid as my main line, and then anywhere between an 8-pound to 12-pound leader, just depending on where I'm fishing and what the cover is. If it's open water, fishing in some pockets that are clean, I'll use 8-pound. If I know I'm going to be fishing a little bit dingier water, I'll move up to 10. And if it's super thick cover, places where you really shouldn't be using a spinning rod, I'm probably going to be using 12-pound line. I've caught, I don't know, a lot of 3, 4, and even 5, 6 pounders last spring on a wacky worm. I mean, it's such an awesome bait. I mean, a lot of people throw it, but this time of the year when those fish are up shallow, they just can't resist it. And a couple of videos ago, I had a tournament at Lake Mitchell, and I caught my biggest fish that day was 3 pounds, 13 ounces, and it was this exact same setup right here. This is it. I still got tied on from that tournament. It's an awesome bait. Some people, they have the little O-rings you can put on there. You know, you slide them on the bait on your worm, and I used to do that, but I've kind of got away from it now. I don't really know. I mean, some people like it. I don't like it that much, just because for me, I don't like having to put the things on there. It seems like a hassle to me, and I don't have any issues with losing them. The only time that you're going to lose a worm when you've got it hooked in the middle of the bait like that is if you flip them in the boat or swing them in and the fish shakes and jumps. That's when you'll lose your worm. It'll rip it. But other than that, I don't really have many issues. I mean, this is the same worm. I caught 2 or 3 fish on it in that tournament. I mean, it's still good to go. But no, this is definitely my favorite bait. This time last year, my girlfriend, she caught a 6-pounder on a wacky worm. I caught a 6-pounder the same day. My granddad caught a 5-pounder that day. I mean, it's an awesome bait. I mean, when they're biting it, they get it, and it's so much fun. I caught a 6-pounder at Lanier on this thing, and a lot of people throw it, and fish see it, but there's something about it. They just can't resist that little worm fluttering down right in front of them. It's such an easy meal. If you can get it around one this time of the year, I think they're definitely going to suck it in or swim over there and get it. And it's an awesome bait if you're trying to bed fish too. If you can physically see the fish, if the water's clean enough, you can see it on a bed. Or if you can see a fish cruising this time of the year too, that's a really good bait. But no, that's what I throw my wacky worm on. That's my setup. Just a 7-foot medium action spinning rod, 2500 size reel, 15-pound braid is the backing, and then anywhere from an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader to 12-pound, just depending on the water conditions. But I really appreciate all watching. I've got a new Instagram and a new Facebook page. On Instagram, it's jacob.robinsonfishing, and on Facebook, just look up Jacob Robinson Fishing. I'm going to be posting on there a whole bunch. Spring's pretty much here. It's been in the 70s all week, so the fishing's about to be awesome. I'm going to be out of town. When this video goes up, I'll be out of town, so I might not have another actual fishing video until next weekend, but got the next tournament coming up, March 27th, down there at Lay Lake. It should be awesome. Fish are going to be on the bed, I'm sure. We got a full moon that day, so I'm going to have hopefully a lot of great videos coming out soon. I really appreciate everybody watching, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe.